Today, we're making the ultimate comfort food, the chicken noodle soup, but we're making it from scratch with homemade egg noodles and the most flavorful broth in the world. Let's make it. First thing, you have to tackle the longest task, which is the actual chicken broth. We're gonna use one whole chicken, we're gonna put it directly in a pot, and then we're gonna add our mirepoix, the holy trinity. Right now, we're gonna make a mirepoix for the chicken broth. Basic, you know, the usual onions, carrots, celery. Also gonna add some fennel in there, some fresh herbs, some garlic, black peppercorn, nothing crazy, you know, the usual. You can even leave the skin on because you know it's extra flavor, it's extra color, why not? And obviously at the end we're gonna strain everything out, and these vegetables are gonna be good for garbage because you know all the flavors are gonna be extracted into this amazing broth. So yeah, we're gonna strain everything, so don't need to take the skin off. Make sure your leeks are always clean. Just go through the layers. If it's clean, you don't need to wash it. As you can see here, they're all nice and clean. Carrots, you know, if they're clean, you can just cut the tips off. I'm gonna use 2 for this here. And again, you know, keep it chunky, baby, keep it chunky. That's good. Carrots in. I have this beautiful fennel here also. It's not very traditional, but I think that brings a nice little anisey flavor. And then this here can all go in. Just cut that like this. Boom. Fennel in. This we're just gonna cut in quarters like this, keeping the core. Perfect. Bing, bang, bada bing, bada boom. You can even keep the fronds to add it with the fresh herbs after we brought this to a simmer. And to finish, for the mirepoix, celery, obviously. Don't keep the celery leaves because these will become bitter as fuck. Also, obviously, you know, some garlic. We have a full head of garlic here. Just gonna cut it in half, like this. Right in there. I'm also gonna add some black peppercorn in there. You know, maybe like this much, a little more. I like it when it's a little peppery, you know, a little spicy. We have all our aromatics in the pot. All we need to do is top this up with some cold water, bring it to a simmer, and then happy days. What we can do while this thing is simmering, we can cut the vegetables for the actual soup. Make sure you use the smallest tray as possible, because you know me, fucking ridiculous. I don't know why I'm using a small tray like that. My question also is, do you even care about this part? Like, should I just like prep my vegetables for you guys in advance so we don't have to watch me peel carrots like an idiot for hours? I don't know. You know, you tell me in the comments. You know what? I'm gonna just do the whole peeling right now, okay? While I'm in the peeling section. Onions, boom. Now celery. I feel like the celery to carrot ratio is not the best. I might even just do 2 carrots at this point. Enough chit chat. Let's actually dice this shit up. You know what? Dicing carrots is useless. You know, it just takes forever. I'm just gonna kind of like cut them like this here, and then like this here. I'm just gonna go like this, you know? Easy peasy. There's something about the smell of carrots and onions, you know, it just reminds me of, I don't know, my mom's cooking, you know? And now, for celery, they're pretty small, so I'm just gonna even cut them straight up like this. Voila, and guess what? We have a nice simmering that's happening right now. Look at this. At this point, what we can do is add our fresh herbs, like I said earlier. So I'm gonna use here our fennel fronds, some fresh thyme, obviously. You know, like my thyme. I have some beautiful rosemary. Boom, and voila. Now we can put this to a low simmer. Okay, so here I have 60 grams of milk. I'm gonna add in there 4 whole eggs in my milk. And to avoid spending too much time whipping the eggs and the milk together, I'm gonna use this amazing device here, nice and foamy. That should do it, I think. Okay, so for the flour, I have 400 grams of flour. The sun's in my face, it's a beautiful moment. Let's just do it. Hey, now using a bowl, we're gonna make a well, like I struggled to say last week. So mixture here of egg and milk. Again, like last week, I'm just gonna work in with a fork to get some flour incorporated in the middle. gradually. When you get to this point, you can start working with your dough cutter and incorporate the flour in there, like this. See, beep, boop. It's always kind of like fold it back in. I guess the goal here is to just make as much as you can with this here before you get your hands dirty. See, it's a little more wet than pasta dough. Bring all that flour back in there. If it does feel too sticky like this, you can also add some more flour until it just feels right. Now it's perfect. And now you can start working that dough. Okay, the dough is good to go. As you can see, it's nice and soft. It bounces back slowly. And then we can wrap this up in some plastic film. We'll let this in the fridge to rest for at least 30 minutes. Okay, it's been now an hour and a half. The broth looks amazing. We'll do a little taste check. You can taste all the aromatics in there. Nice chicken flavor. So next, we're gonna pull out this chicken on a cooling rack like this here. Wow. Hey, hot chicken, baby, let's go. I'll let that cool down before we shred it, because right now it's way too hot to handle. And while that's gonna be cooling down, we can strain our amazing broth. Try not to make a mess. Okay, sick. We can now tackle our pasta. So this dough has been resting for over half an hour now. I'm gonna cut this into 4 equal pieces. The goal like last time. Just gonna roll this down a little bit so it's easier to get in our laminator. And now I'm gonna turn this on. So we have all our pasta sheets laid flat here. I'm gonna make sure to flour them again very generously because this could go wrong, you know? This could go wrong. It's a very soft pasta. You know, just like last time, you learn from your mistakes. Now I'm gonna flour them. Last time I didn't wear an apron. I didn't learn from a mistake because I don't have an apron. I'm full of flour. And that's how she goes, you know? All right, let's see what happens here, guys. It's not too bad. It's not great. It's not too bad. It's a bit sticky. But also, you know, for me, I want these noodles to be kind of like rustic, so I'm just gonna put some more flour in there before they're stuck all together like this. I want to stack them up like this. Yeah, there's probably a better way to do it, to be honest. I'm gonna figure this out next time. I'm gonna use a sharp knife that I don't really care too much about, like this here, and I'm gonna cut my pasta into, I want my pasta like this, probably like our noodles, like probably this long. So I'm gonna cut these like this here. This is like my small little noodles. That's what I want in the soup. Just like, you can have like everything kind of like in one bite. I put this on the tray like this here for now. So I'm gonna finish these 2 pasta sheets here and then we can move on to shredding our beautiful chicken. Guess what, guys? Pitmaster Laurent is back. The black gloves, going full barber mode. So I'm gonna work with 2 bowls here. One for the scrap, one for the actual shredded meat. So you can just go with your hands, you know? You can take the skin off like this. Because skin's way too fat for the soup. Take all the bones off. Could even reuse these bones for another broth, to be honest. There's still mad flavor in there for sure. You don't waste any of this delicious chicken meat. So we'll do this for the whole chicken. And then it'll be time to add some broth to our soup. Cook the noodles, add the chicken, and we have a chicken noodle soup, you know? That's it. Okay, so now I have a big pot here with butter in there. I'm gonna add some olive oil. And now we're gonna sweat our mirepoix. We're gonna season this generously with some salt and pepper. And the goal here is to sweat everything to get mad flavor for the base of our soup. Enzo, you little fucker, out of here. This is Enzo, the fucking legend. How's the soup, Enzo? Wanna go in the soup? No. No dog soup for today. No dog soup today. They're eating the dogs and the cats. Now, a good trick when you're sweating some vegetables, you wanna put it down to like medium low, lid on, and let that shit sweat, baby. Okay, let's see those vegetables. Beautiful. See this? Nice and soft. Now we can add our amazing chicken stock. So we're gonna put this in. Now we're gonna bring this back to a simmer. And there's 2 ways to go about this. We could cook the noodles right in there, but what I don't like is we're gonna add a bunch of starch in our broth, which is gonna make it too thick. So I'm gonna cook the noodles in this pot here, salty water, scoop them out and put them in our beautiful soup. And at the very end, we're gonna add the chicken. Pretty much the final step here. I have the water boiling in here. I'm gonna put some salt. 1, 2, bring this back to a boil real quick. Now, hopefully, these are not all stuck together. No, we're good. Perfect. You can see the amount of flour I have on these noodles to make sure that they didn't stick together. Would have put so much flour in our broth, would have made a very thick soup. And then, you know, it's not a stew, guys, it's a soup. You know, we want some liquid in there. Here, boom, and go right in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna cook these for a second and then transfer it back to our pot of soup. Pasta or the noodles are good to go. As you can see, they're just kind of like pre-cooked here, but the goal is to rinse out all that flour, and now we can put these right in our soup. Whew, hot. And now at this point, we can go ahead and add our chicken in there. Okay, now we have everything back in the pot. We're gonna just bring everything to a simmer, make sure everything gets to know each other. The noodle, the chicken, the vegetables, the broth. It is now time to serve our amazing chicken noodle soup. I'm gonna get a good ratio of liquid to chunky. This is like a full-on like meal in a soup, you know? There's no need for appetizers with this. And there you have it, chicken noodle soup made from scratch. Here you go, I'm gonna burn my face off for you guys. Amazing homemade pasta. You have shredded chicken cooked to perfection. You have vegetables, a delicious broth. What else do you need, you know? And that's a wrap for the chicken noodle soup made from scratch. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like the video. Let us know in the comments which is your favorite comfort food in the whole world, and maybe we'll make it. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of Always Hungry.